Hello friends. Today we are going to learn about the philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera, which already has been asked in UPSC MAINS 2021. This is very important topic for all UPSC aspirants regarding UPSC MAINS, especially essay today. I am going to tell you. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera. For human beings, curiosity is the main driving force of development. This development can be of various types, such as self-development, social development, etc. The basic needs of living creatures are food and mating. Humans are different in such a way that we have pulled ourselves from these primitive needs and tried different ways of self-development. For ordinary humans, wants are the main driving force of their life, while materialism is the main medium to fulfill those wants. But when we talk about the higher purpose of life, materialism becomes a chimera. Wantlessness is the ultimate thing that differentiates an ordinary human from a saint or god. Because for an ordinary person, wantlessness is only a utopia. As Buddha rightly said, in the context of the general mass, desire and ignorance lie at the root of suffering. But the problem arises when an ordinary person who has certain wants in their life and they enjoy a certain level of materialism as well wants happiness or peace in their life. For that very person, Buddha showed a middle or golden path. Since ancient times, the very basic question of philosophy is how to make a balance between wants and wantlessness. Adi Guru Shankaracharya, Siddhanath Sants, Swami Vivekananda, Immanuel Kant, and many more scholars showed different paths to overcome this dilemma. Being a social animal, wantlessness is not an option for an ordinary human. However, chasing materialistic goals for a lifetime also does not give ultimate happiness. So what can be done? As a society, if we promote the value of wantlessness, then we encounter some serious problems such as impracticability, exclusion, etc. These are not practically possible to implement. If somehow we are able to implement, then the social fabric will break. In that situation, everyone will become self-sufficient. No one requires any other's help in any way. But the very basic nature of civilization is coexistence. Hence, we cannot adopt the path of wantlessness. On the other hand, if we go behind the value of materialism, only then the ultimate goal of life or higher purpose of life is left behind. The example of excessive materialism can be seen as an increasing rate of crime, depression, and suicide. The materialistic thing can give us limited pleasure. The ultimate pleasure can be obtained only after going for self-realization. The Vedic culture also discusses this in the form of 4 ashrams of life. Brahmachari, student; grihastha, householder; vanaprastha, forest walker, forest dweller; and sannyasa, renunciate. These 4 ashrams are nothing but the combination of the right time and the right approach as per available energy and requirement of human beings. Buddha, the light of Asia, had called for the golden path or middle path. The very much philosophy behind this was the philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera. Buddha never asked for leaving everything behind in search of truth. They advocated the middle path where a grihastha, householder, can also go for the search of truth. Gandhi's experiment with truth is also based on this philosophy, where they are not imposing or showing any ultimate truth, but they actually showing merely a way to find that truth. Gandhi advocates materialism to such extent up to which it is required for survival, but after that, they call for self-discovery via limited wantlessness. This is evident in Gandhiji's philosophy of trusteeship. The recent call for Atmanirbhar Bharat by our beloved Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi in this globalized era also needs such balance. As in this case, strengthening local capabilities does not exclude us, but in reality, it enhances our interaction with the outer world. The call of climate justice by PM Modi also demands an environment of cooperation and coexistence. By implementing this call, we can not only strengthen the brand India, but also give the world a new perspective of development and peace. In civil services too, we see a balance of wantlessness and materialism. Government pay the salaries to the civil servant to fulfill their basic needs, and the nature of service demands wantlessness to serve the society. Whenever materialism superseded the other foundational value of civil services, it will increase the wants. As a result, we witness corruption in the service. On the other hand, if wantlessness superseded the other foundational value of civil services, the civil servant attained the sainthood. He will no longer much useful for civil service. In society, individuals also need a balance of both wantlessness and materialism. As Gandhiji rightly said, the earth has sufficient resources to satisfy one's needs, but not for one's greed. In the initial stage, an individual is also driven by the desire or wants of their life. But after chasing those goals, they feel missing something in their life. Later, going for self-realization, they understand the importance of wantlessness and try to establish a balance in their life. If we remove desire or wants from human life, the basic motivation of work will be missing out. It is our desire or wants which brought us from the savanna of Africa and infuse us to explore more even beyond this planet. It is the materialism in the form of vaccines and medicines that saves us from this deadly virus named SARS-CoV-2. Materialism ties us in the form of relation and responsibility, whereas wantlessness promotes liberation from this world in every aspect. COVID-19 showed us the importance and requirement of materialism. But we have to remember that this is only one side of the coin. The other one demands self-exploration through which we can sustain and explore together, through which we can sustain ourselves in tough times. In a nutshell, we need both utopia and chimera in our life with the right quantity. Because materialism feeds our physical requirements, whereas wantlessness feeds our mental requirements. Hence, there is no doubt philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera, but in reality, we need the rational blend of both.